All right, that's it. I'm rebranding to Mother Truckin' Reptiles. No, seriously, I'm thinking about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I just pulled a gas station pickup of a ball python, leopard, orange dream. Ugh, Jesus. Female, popped female for sure. He said it was just a few months old, but she's in not terrible shape as like far as weight goes, but that stuck shed is awful. He said he couldn't get the humidity over 40%, so that's the situation. But that is a beautiful, beautiful girl. All right, let's get her home and cleaned up. No, seriously, comment about the name change thing. I really want to know what you think. Hopefully nothing's wrong with it, because that seems to be the trend. But we'll see. Wish us luck. What I ended up doing, I used the heater in the truck to warm up some water, and I put it in the Tupperware that was given with her. There's a pillowcase here, so I basically just kind of dampened the pillowcase with the warm water, set her in there for a little while, and of course she was like super duper restless, so I put her in my jacket and she stayed there for the entire hour-long trip it took to get here, which is where I dropped the truck off and get in my car for the next hour-long trip to go back home. And that little bit of time that she was in there, like, it loosened up a lot of the skin. She's gonna look amazing once you're out of that skin. I'm gonna put her back in the tub or the trip home. I had to pull over first, of course. Hey, restless girl. How are you? Would you like to go back in my shirt? You can actually see little bits of shed that are already coming off just from putting her in a box with damp fabric. So, gosh, she is brilliantly colored. Look at that. Okay, I know, honey, I know. She's gorgeous. Wow. Look at that. Even though looking at her, it's practically a rescue situation, but we're not going to call it that because I did actually exchange money for her, but wow. Alright, enough playing with this. I'm not going to sit here at the exit ramp forever. I have to take her home. So we're going to kind of shove her into a ball here and put her right back into my jacket. Because the reptile community is extremely toxic, I know that somebody out there is going to be like, well, why is she driving with a snake in her shirt? Well, I will say this. Yes, 100% of the time you will be startled and potentially get into a car accident or something if you are not expecting a snake to be suddenly crawling on you. This case, this is a ball python. This is an animal that is curled up into a ball and isn't moving. But even if it did, it's contained within my sweatshirt. I'm aware that it's there. There's no way it's going to get out of hand before I assume control of the situation. So I'm not worried about it, and you shouldn't be either. Okay, so we just got home. I'm still functioning on the night before, so I know I look tired, but... And she's still rolled up in a little ball. Look at her tongue flicks. If it would focus on this thing, not me. She still has a pretty good bit of stuck shed on her, but as you can see, even just in that time of driving home with a slightly damp pillowcase, a lot of that shed has come off. Now, I didn't soak her or anything like that. She was not immersed in any body of water at any time. I didn't even put her in the pillowcase. I just put her in the bin with a dampened pillowcase, but it is not completely off. She's probably had enough of me doing this. So we're just gonna let her chill in here. What I'm gonna do is put a little bit more warm water on this because it's, you know, it's a little cool right now and we want her to stay warm. Now that we're home, we can control the temperature a little bit better, and then we'll get her set up in her quarantine bin. You can even see the humidity building up in there. Let's see that. It's just warm water and fabric. You could use a hand towel, a pillowcase, a t-shirt, it doesn't matter what. Paper towels works, but I feel like it's not as effective. And there she is moving around, so the more she moves around in there, her skin is going to get caught up on the fabric and it'll come right off. So while she's in there, we are going to get her tub set up. So this is going to be a simple, this is a 28 quart quarantine bin that I use. It's like basically just like the Walmart bins that you can get. A lot of people use them for the racks. So what I use first of all is some kind of paper bedding. This is a puppy pad. They're surprisingly effective. Or you could use paper towel or craft paper. Paper is always necessary for quarantining. That way you can monitor poops and all of that jazz. So I have this water bowl that I got from local dollar store. What I do is I cut a cute little hole when they're babies, especially like colubrids can use them for a pretty long time. But I cut a hole in there, and that is a snug hide with water in it. So like the weight of the water kind of holds it down for when they're little, and it's super cheap. You know, it's like $1.25 at the Dollar Tree for not only a hide, but also a water bowl that helps to not take up too much space in this quarantine enclosure. So the other hide that I'm going to give this girl is actually another thing that I pick up at the dollar store, and that's a nifty little toolbox, right? And I cut a little hole in it, and then I put some dampened sheet moss in there. You can use sphagnum moss or sheet moss. I like the sheet moss better, actually. I feel like it holds humidity better for longer than sphagnum moss does. I like the texture better. I think it looks better than sphagnum moss. It's like a box of grass or something in here. But anyway, so this is going to be her humidity hide. So we're going to leave this in here as well. So she'll have her water bowl and a hide under there, and then she'll have a humid hide over here on the other end, and there's plenty of space in there. She's got plenty of space. I've got 1,500 gram snakes that are actually cramming themselves in here. They love these. They absolutely love these. So I'm going to throw some fake plants in there. Plant stuff. I've got some washed rocks I'm also going to throw in here. I'm going to use a half a piece, and that works as a hide, as a tunnel, as something to climb on, something for purposes reptilian. And provide some leaf litter, just something for them to, some of them just like to lay on it and crawl under it and stuff. They just like the smell, I think. Quick little quarantine thing for her, for when she comes out of her little sauna. Actually been a couple of days. You can see she still has a little bit of shed stuck to her. I have actually tried to physically remove it. It's not coming off. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to keep her humidity boosted. Another thing I wanted to show, besides how absolutely gorgeous she is, she left a poo. And if you see, That right there, that's like a urate. You see how dark and yellow and mustardy that looks? That is a sign of dehydration. They should have like nuggets of white urate with their poo, and you can actually see how dry the poo is. Just for safety's sake, I'm actually going to check her vent just to make sure that that dry poop didn't have a negative effect on her bum. And it looks okay. I know, sweetie. She's been doing really well. Actually going through another shed right now. And she's also eating very, very well. The original stuck shed has all come off, and she's about to go through another shed, so we are going to see her in all her beautiful glory shortly. We got a full shed. Post shed, absolutely gorgeous. Had to bring her outside because indoor lighting does absolutely no justice for this color. That is wild. She's so orange. And her eyes are so bright. Hi.